I'm Sophie and this is Helen. And we're here and we're looking forward to people joining us, and we'll know that people are joining us when we can see next to the word live any numbers appearing. So at the moment, just us. Tonight we're doing an introduction to HypnoBirthing, which is what I teach, and Helen and I met through Mummy's Gin Fund, which Helen runs. Helen is running November, #November. November is about what, Helen?
So, November, the aim is to try and encourage people to come together, to meet each other, to get to know each other, to meet neighbours, to meet other mums that live down the end of the road that they've never met before, to have time together and to learn new things.
Great. Hello, welcome viewers. It's Helen and Sophie. We're doing an intro to HypnoBirthing and talking about Helen's project, November, getting to know people in your community, getting to know people that you haven't really got to know but they live really nearby. And the whole thing is expertly sign in language interpreted by Helen of Mummy's Gin Fund. Got 4 people. Hello! So if you see underneath the screen, you'll see that there are comment boxes. If you've got any questions for us, or thumbs up, or praise, then just press it and we'll see it, and it'll give us a little bit of a boost because we're a little bit nervous about doing this. Is that? We are just a tad nervous. It's very cool to be able to do BSL. So, any questions, they'll come up. Let us know who you are. If you're just the kind of person who likes to watch and doesn't want to get involved, that's absolutely fine. We don't mind. That's very cool. If you're the sort of person who really wants to get involved, then go ahead and we will use our eyes to sort of squint at the comments and see what you're saying. Or just have a nosy. That's Helen. That's what Helen looks like. So Mummy's Gin Fund page, this is Mummy's Gin Fund page rather than the group. So we're running this on the page. Alright. So Helen and I met 9 months ago, teaching a friend HypnoBirthing, a woman and her husband. And the woman is, Caroline. I don't know if you're on, Caroline. Hello, if you are. Stick with us. We'll get into flow in a minute. I was teaching HypnoBirthing to Caroline. Caroline is deaf, and I was very curious about how to make the classes work really well. And number one, I needed a sign language interpreter, and it just turns out that Helen was one of her mates and she could do it, and hey, fantastic. And we did a really good course, slightly shorter classes and one more class, so that Caroline didn't get too tired from watching and interpreting. And unlike hearing women, she didn't find closing her eyes and breathing relaxing. We established that very quickly. The thing that she found relaxing mostly was using breath, keeping her eyes gently open, and having her wonderful husband by her side. He's lovely. He's a really nice man. So I'm curious if you're watching this and this is the first Facebook Live that you've ever got involved with, you can join in with us. So you can kind of hassle us up in the comments and write to us. You can press thumbs up if you like it. You can laugh at us. You can, thanks. Somebody. It's hello ladies from Kerry Rowland. Hi Kerry. We're getting middle aged. I can't see that far. Okay.
I can't lean forward. I'm scared to lean forward.
So in case, yes, people may not know, Helen's having a baby. Anytime. Literally anytime. Yeah.
Tonight, maybe?
Could be.
Tomorrow?
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, well, brilliant. Look, we have 22 people in our wonderful virtual space. And I'm a hypnobirthing teacher, and I'm a hypnobirthing doula, which is a professional birth partner. Cool. And Mummy's Gin Fund. Well done, Mummy, from Ruby and Freya.
Hello. Hello, Ruby. Hello, Freya.
Hi.
Hello, Daddy.
And Becky says she's 40 plus 5 and hoped that it wouldn't be here, but hey, thanks for hanging on, baby, so I get to enjoy it. Ah, cool. Better give me some helpful stuff then tonight, just in case. I came to hypnobirthing 7.5 years ago. I was having a little boy, and it dawned on me that he was going to be coming out of my vagina, but I didn't really get how. I was pretty scared. And I had a conversation with my best mate, and she was talking to me about hypnobirthing, and I kind of rolled my eyes a bit, but I also realised that she had used hypnotherapy to get over her really big fear of dentists, which is important because she goes to the dentist a lot because she's got really bad teeth. And I discovered a book, and this is the book that I got, and it's the Hypnobirthing book by Marie Mongan. So I bought that book, and I read the first few chapters, and I totally got and understood how my body worked for birthing, and the importance of relaxation versus fear, and the rest is history, but I'll explain. Yeah. So I had Freddie, my little boy, who's 7.5 now, using hypnobirthing techniques. I was pretty scared about giving birth, to be honest, because all I'd ever heard was pretty scary stories. And it was really straightforward. It was powerful, it was strong, but it wasn't an horrific, terrifying, awful ordeal. It was something that I kind of enjoyed and wanted to do again. Not like the next day, but a few days later I would definitely have had another labour. I'd have another labour right now if I could. It's a pretty awesome thing to go through. So something that hypnobirthing does is it explains how your womb works to get your baby out, which is something that we don't really get taught. We get taught about our menstrual cycle, we get loads of apps now that tell us how our baby's growing and the date that it's going to come, the exact date. But, however, I'll get onto that. But what it doesn't say is, this is how your womb is and this is how your womb works. And I wish it did, because that matters a lot. So one of the first things that I would talk about in a hypnobirthing session would be how the womb works and why we need to learn deep relaxation to ease and comfort ourselves so we can be in the zone for birthing. So those of you watching at the moment, post your questions as we go. Not necessarily going to have a Q&A at the end. This is very emergent. Let us know if there's anything you'd like to know. All right, so just thinking back to Caroline, who's the reason that we got to know about each other and thinking about doing this as well. So using sign language to help pregnant women in labour. And Helen, your experience? What's your experience as an interpreter for women birthing their babies?
For deaf women?
Yeah.
So, I've been very lucky because I've been in quite a few births involving deaf moms and deaf dads, deaf grannies, deaf lots of people. It's been very interesting. The most interesting thing actually was I asked my friends before I went to the first deaf interpreted birth that I went to, and I asked my friend if had any tips or any advice or anything that they could tell me, and my friend said the most important thing is make sure you stay at the head end. I was like, okay. So I went to the hospital and I was trying to remember, okay, have to come back, I have to respect the lady, have to be back at the head, don't look between her legs, don't look at anything, remember, look at her face, eye contact like all the time. And then I went in the birth and this lady, I love her, I won't name her, but maybe she's there, hello. But I was in the room for about 10 minutes and the first thing she said to me was, have a look, can you see the head? Where's the baby's head? So in under 10 minutes, I was right there, legs open, right in, trying to see if I could see the baby's head. So I ignored my friend's advice from then on. Yeah. It's not that easy being at the head end when you're an interpreter. You need to be opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
it was lovely. And then I went and I interpreted the baby's christening as well. It's really lovely. I know.
That's nice work.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah. And so if you're thinking about birthing a baby, I know, look, it is lovely. You've got some thumbs up.
Thank you, thumbs up, people. I'm trying to talk and sign at the same time, and what happens is my speech goes really rubbish and my signing becomes really rubbish. So now I'm just completely incoherent in both languages. So I'm sorry about that.
All right. So one or the other. I wish I could take over for you and interpret for you.
Take turns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, as a woman living in the UK, generally speaking, you will be able to get somebody to interpret for you at your birthing, if that's what you'd like to have happen. And for our mate Caroline, that was the plan. However, she'd been very clever at she'd had wonderful continuity of care with her midwives, and she was lucky enough to get the midwife she'd been dealing with throughout her pregnancy to be able to come to her birthing. And she was able to birth at home as well. So she borrowed one of my water birthing pools and she birthed at home. This is in London with, I think, the midwives from the King's Hospital. And had a wonderful birth story because in hypnobirthing you use visualisations. Okay, so that's about imagining, picturing something in your head that is congruent with what's happening in the womb. Okay, so you're imagining something that's strong and it's opening and your baby's moving down, and that could be, you could have a load of generic visualizations, but what I find works really well. So Kerry, little task for you, have a little think about when your womb is working to open and then bring baby down. It's like what? Coming up with visualization. So it turned out that Caroline and her husband have got this history of deep sea diving, and I don't know, it's deep sea diving in water and around beautiful reefs with anemones and sea creatures. And so because she's had such positive experiences and positive feelings of being under the water and having a husband with her and swimming against a current to get to this really awesome place. So it's kind of a really good relationship between working with the strength of the contractions of the womb and working towards something really beautiful. And they swam to this beautiful thing on a rock, and I can't remember what it was. Hi Lisa. We're being laughed at. This husband had got video of their underwater dives. So instead of her closing her eyes and visualising, because we realised that was totally unrelaxing for her, then he'd done these little videos so she could surge and watch these and still think about that effort and things opening. Now for you watching, if you're pregnant and you're expecting to birth soon, like Helen is, you're like, an enemy that doesn't speak to me. It doesn't have to. You can have one of your own. You can have your own imaginary thing. Mine was a peony. Yeah, I'll go and guess it. It's just in that room. I'll go and hit it. It's this one. This cheap plastic peony, but it was exactly like the one in my imagination for the cervix opening, vagina widening and opening, and then the vulva and the perineum and everything stretching. And actually, being a really sort of touchy-feely kind of person, that when I hold that, that's more or less baby's head size as well. So that's what I was imagining. And then, just to elaborate on that, another student who lives on my road, I've taught quite a lot of people in Hither Green. As I drive round, I go, taught her, taught her, taught her, taught her, taught him. Oh my God, look how big that child is now. They're like 4 or 3 or sort of 2 or, yeah. And one of my students, she was like, yeah, I see your flower thing, but I imagine that when I'm breathing, the stem is inside my body and I'm breathing the energy in and it's going down the stem to the flower and the flower is widening and opening with each breath. Genius. Clever. Are you getting this? Does that make sense? Makes sense. Visualisations. Aww. Jen Johnson. Hi, 2 questions. I'm worried about what weak pelvic floor from pushing my first baby. Will breathing down the baby really work? And worried about tearing again. Is there anything I can do in labour to avoid it? Well, I'm going to answer Jen's questions. Okay?
Please do.
Cool. Jen's worried about a weak pelvic floor from pushing her first baby. Well, Jen, we can always get stronger again. Trust me. You know, I have had those moments where I've laughed and a bit of wee came out and I was like, I need to strengthen my pelvic floor. So it can be done. It seems a bit counterintuitive to do pelvic floor sort of strengthening exercises when you're heavily pregnant and you're about to birth, because you want your body to relax and open so the baby can come out. And I think it's not unusual for you to find maybe yoga teachers, Pilates instructors, women who ride horses who've got really strong pelvic floors. And it might take a bit longer for them to birth their babies because it's so toned, you know. So what could you do? Well, there are a couple of things you can do. My first recommendation would be from 34 weeks, Helen, because Helen's pregnant too, if you've just joined us. Oh, I should slow down. Swimming needs... Oh.
I don't want to take my cardigan off because I've got beautiful pregnancy bat wings, so I'm trying to cover them up. I'm so hot.
Oh,
I'm just going to have to stop being so vain and just take off my coat. I'm so hot.
Yeah. You look fine, they're just arms.
My God, I've got 2 arms.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Hang on. There we go. There's just a thing coming up on the iPad, so I'm pressing it. Right, Jen, just back to the other couple of things you could do. If you look me up on YouTube, look up Calm HypnoBirthing on YouTube, and there's a video that I've done about how to do perineal massage and stretching for birthing your baby, prepping your vulva and your perineum, and it's really good. The other thing you could do is there's a device that you can buy. Now, I'm really not into like devices for fiddling around getting babies out, but this is a device that you use before birthing and after, and it's called an EpiNo, EPI-NO, and it's like a little balloon with a tube and like a jumping spider pump thing, and you put the tube half in, a little balloon, half in, half out of the vagina, and then you inflate it. And it's pressured, and what it does is it expands the vaginal outlets, and it's your job to recognise if you're tensing and clenching against that, because that's not what you want to do when you're birthing your kid. You want to drop and release and let go of that tension. Just like you would when you sit down to go to the loo. If you sat down on the loo like all clammed up, nothing's going to happen. You consciously go right and relax and release and tinkle tinkle. Number 2.
Can I just say how much I'm enjoying interpreting this? With thousands of people watching me. talking about this wonderful thing. Thank you.
That's okay. Well,
It's a good job my career's already finished.
I think this is really important.
It's very important. You're absolutely right.
Women are thinking
You're
like long
absolutely
term.
right.
I want to enjoy sex. I want my vagina to be, intact and good, and that's what I'd like to happen. And I don't want, I really want to avoid any trauma to my flower. Your vulva. Okay. So if I was in a position where I wanted to make birthing sort of more relaxed and easier, I would work on a natural descent of the baby rather than the sort of forced pushing that you get. So hypnobirthing does err on the side of go with what the body does. If mum's okay and the baby's okay, why do we need to force anything? And the people who watch One Born Every Minute may be very familiar with the whole forced pushing thing, the keep it coming malarkey. I struggle with that one. I think it's probably more of the thing you have to do if you maybe have an epidural. But without that, and in a sort of in a birth without an epidural, then the womb will bring the baby down. And it's about allowing the muscles in the vagina to expand, stretch, open, and being in a great position to do so. So not laying on your back. That's a crap position to birth a baby in. It's really bad. The weight of the womb down on you and your kid and your vagina pointing up at the ceiling. That's crap position to birth in. And I don't think any midwife worth her salt. I don't think they would make that happen. Maybe hang on your side with your leg held up. It's nice. Maybe on all fours. Kerry Rowland says you've got lovely arms. But she's pissing herself off. Rose McGregor says, I know the feeling, Helen. I'm 36 weeks and always hot. My poor boyfriend isn't even allowed the heating on. Oh. Hi, Chloe.
Whew. It's not helped because I'm having really, really awful Braxton Hicks. It really hurts. Sorry, I'm not allowed to say it hurts. I'm having strong feelings of Braxton Hicks. So Sophie gave me like this heated pillow thing, right? Here. I'm sweating.
I forgot I've given you that. Oh, it's a paradox. I'm trying to make you more comfortable.
It's helping my back, but my God, I'm so hot. And then I could feel it really warm, and I started to think, my water's broken. Or maybe I've wet myself. And I thought, how can I wet myself live on Facebook?
She's fine.
But luckily it's not.
It's
It's not. I've not wet myself. It's fine. It's this. I'm taking it out now because I'm roasting. Oh, God.
Some water.
You will share my pain, I'm sure.
Got some water.
Oh.
Thanks
Right.
for joining us, everybody. I'll just give you a quick recap. It's this is Helen Hampson. This is the Mummy's Gin Fund, Helen. So if you're a bit nosy and you're like, who's Helen? It's her here. And Helen's kids, I think, maybe watching. Or going to bed, I don't know.
Oh, they'll be there.
They'll be
Hello.
there. Hellos.
2 of them will be there.
When midwife said you should you push if you don't feel comfortable? Okay, is that Lawrence? Lawrence, do what your body tells you to do. If your body says go for it, go for it. If your body isn't ready, we're going to have to talk about poo again. If you went to the loo because you needed a poo, you could go to the toilet needing a poo because you feel the poo's there, ready to come out, right? That's what I think most of us do. We go, oh, I need a poo. You don't just go and sit on the loo and wait for something to happen. So unless the baby's low enough, the kind of expulsive surges of the womb that really move the baby out and bring it down to birthing, they won't happen. So my answer to that, Lawrence, would be check in with the woman in labour and ask her, follow the lead of your body. What's your body telling you to do? That makes sense. Somebody's just laughing about the confusion of being hot and water's breaking and have you wet yourself. She had that first time. Oh, have I wet myself?
Thanks for the solidarity. Thank you. This is very nice. Actually, I'm enjoying this. Thank you.
I'm going
to
such
employ
a...
you.
I'm using
My
a copy
fan.
of Midwifery Matters.
Finally, I'm
Helen.
famous enough to have somebody fan me. This is what it feels like to be famous.
I haven't got any grapes to peel for you, or...
Right.
All right. So
anyway, somebody asked us a sensible question.
Oh, we've had a few. I'm going to see if I can scroll back.
Oh, do you want to look at my thingy?
Oh yeah, we got the laptop on.
Sorry. We're so professional, both of us.
Yeah, honestly, we're so chuffed to bits that you've joined us. Thank you so much for coming along. Friday nights will never be the same again. Jen, I hope that is useful advice. And just follow the lead of your body. Do what your body tells you to do. You know, the whole coaching to push thing is a funny one, really. Yola, no, she was having a giggle. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know where to.
So go to.
I don't know how to do it.
The page, and it should be on there.
I haven't got it.
Oh.
I've been blocked.
You've what? No. Helen's let me broadcast it.
Oh yeah,
There we are.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah. There's a delay.
Right.
We're watching us.
Here we are.
But I don't know if that's going to affect our broadband thing. It might do.
Is that alright? Should I turn it off?
Don't know.
Do you want... Right, Kerry says, where do I start with the hypnobirthing world? Are classes worth it? I'm keen, but it's a big topic when you start to look. What do you think?
What do I think? Well, it's a big topic in terms of learning from, I don't know, your starting point. But for me, I was starting from... Yeah.
Okay, go on.
For me, I was learning from not knowing how the baby got out. All I'd ever seen was sort of Hollywood movies or One Born Every Minute or Friends. And the birth dramatised that way. What I hadn't seen was powerful, strong women birthing their babies sort of in dark rooms at home or in the birth centre. Lewisham Birth Centre and Queen Elizabeth Woolwich Birth Centres are amazing. And a lot of the midwives are familiar with hypnobirthing. There's a lot of crossover between kind of normal physiological birth and hypnobirthing teaching. I'd be very inclined to take a course rather than just read the book and listen to CDs. There are quite a lot of us teaching now. My practice is based in here and up the road and sometimes in Biggin Hill. A good time to start, that's another question. So sometimes people are like, when do I start? When should I start doing my classes? And you also want to have your birth partner along with you to do the course, if that's possible. I did teach a woman whose husband was in Argentina until 38 weeks. She had a great birth, and she just kind of relayed the classes back to him over Skype or something like that. But generally speaking, if your girlfriend, boyfriend or other birth partner can come along and do the class with you, that's really good. There's a lot to it. You've got your breathing, you've got your hypnosis, where it gets its name from, which is about kind of learning the fears, understanding the fears, and just being with those fears for a little bit and then getting over them and boosting your confidence and understanding the trust that you can have in your birthing body. And perineal massage and stretching. And one of my favourite exercises, which Helen's vetoed me doing with you tonight, because she said, there's no way I'm doing that. And this was like 2 months ago when I asked her if we could do this. But if I've got any students on, and you know, I don't think anybody is commenting, but if I've got any students on, which we do squurges, so we do squatting, and we do squats for like 90 seconds, and breathe, and the breathing in through your nose and blowing out. So you're trying to blow the iPad off the table. Really, you can only breathe like that during a surge or a contraction. There's no point in, honestly, it's a rough ride otherwise. You've really got to focus on your breathing and relaxing. Once we get rid of fear, we can be more relaxed, and that helps with blood flow to the womb, and it helps with the birthing hormones, and the self-hypnosis part in the weeks running up to birthing is basically about quietening your mind and opening your mind to suggestion, positive, affirming suggestions for for a comfortable, positive birthing experience, and not some kind of mega wobble freak out. You're allowed to have wobbles, that's okay. What's good is to be able to refocus and bring a focus back, your attention back. We love the squats. Hello, Becky. Hi. I love the squats too. I'm writing an online course at the moment, and I had to record them the other day for the online course to show people. And normally I can do like a 2-minuter. So I wouldn't get the preggers and their partners to do anything that I didn't think that they could do, right? But I'd been to a legs, bums and tums class on Monday, and I'd broken my thighs. So when I was recording it for the online, it was really murder. Oh. So I might have to re-record that bit. Anyway, it's an excellent exercise. Challenge yourself. It's also an eye-opener for birth partners. You know, you get them into a squat and you get them breathing like they would during a surge, and some of them are like, oh, it's quite a strong, powerful sensation. You're like, yeah, definitely is, right? And why would you do a squat, and what's that sensation got to do with birth, right? Well, it's not that you're squatting in labour. It's that you are sensing the strength and the power of your womb. Womb is the most powerful muscle in a human being at term. Get in there. That's the longest pause high five I've ever done.
That's the time delay of interpreting. Sorry. I'll try to interpret one-handed. High five.
Strongest muscles in a human being, the uterus. Super powerful. And they've worked. You know, they've grown, they hold the baby inside all these months, and then when the time is right and the baby's ready, then they're going to work to get that baby out. And I'm not going to use, I don't use the pain word. I try not to use it because I don't think it's a very positive way of looking at birth. I think women need to understand how strong they are. I think that's a whole better angle of working on it. You know, if you go, yeah, I'm really strong, and believe it, then it's not a surprise, and you might have a little wobble during your labour and go, oh, it's stronger than I thought it was going to be. But then all your affirmations that you've been listening to and all your positive boosting stuff's there, and your birth partner's all keyed up, so they're not like frozen going, oh, I don't know what to do, she's making weird noises, and then not being helpful or useful. So I think there's lots and lots and lots of stuff that you can do on the course, but you still have to go away and practice it. So you can't just like do the course and go, yeah, we're hypnobirthing. It doesn't work like that. You have to do work. There was a question from, I keep saying storage almost full. So thanks for staying with us, everybody. We're very pleased to have you. Rita, you mentioned useful visualisations. Would you recommend different images, thoughts in early stages of labour or later? In early stages and later. That's I could be quite sort of prescriptive and say, well, think about something opening, drawing open, and then maybe launch phase. So you have 2 different visualisations maybe. So you could have, oh, you're going to love interpreting this. So I really like to model people's visualizations, their personal ones, because I can go, oh, imagine a balloon or blowing bubbles, but I'm so over that. I've been teaching it for years, and what works really well is a woman having her own visuals, and it could be, for example, a purple plastic pyramid. It could be an orange ball in a stretchy pink tube moving down. It could be a visualization of, oh yeah, Tower Bridge. This is one of my all-time favourites. Tower Bridge opening with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters walking through. This is helping me to, it might sound really abstract, but if you picture your womb and it working to open, I'll let you catch up. Then it's about having a congruent thing. For some women it is, I can only imagine my womb. Fine, that's absolutely fine. But it might equally be like, you know, that you imagine waves on the ocean, and that maybe your partner's on the beach and your baby's with you and you're all going to unite on the beach when the birthing happens. I'd be careful on the down visualisation, so the birth visualisations, that launch mode. A woman that I used to work with, a friend, Ellie, I always felt, I feel a bit guilty about hers because she modelled this example of torpedo, so a torpedo for the birth. And she was in labour at home, and she rang the birth centre and they were like, no, it's your first baby, it's not time yet, but listen to the woman. Okay, so listen to the woman. So the woman was saying, baby's coming, we need to go. And they said, well, hang on. And I kind of get that, but equally she's saying, I need to come. Anyway, they said, stay where you are. An hour later, she's like, we're going. And her husband was just getting the stuff ready in the car, and she's got out the bath, and then the baby's coming. So anyway, they had an accidental home birth, but this torpedo, yeah, shot out, baby shot out. She's been practicing this visualisation, you know, and I think just make sure it's paced. Not too fast, not too slow. Giving your perineum and your vulva, your labia time to stretch and release and flower and open. Cool. I hope that helps, Rita. Kirsty McGregor, are there any good hypnobirthing apps and that you have used or can recommend, please? So I'm not that familiar with the apps. I wish I'd done one myself. Kirsty, I'm writing an online program right now. If you'd like to use it, then I will send you the details over the weekend. We've got lots of opportunity to learn hypnobirthing in many different ways now. You can learn one-to-one in situ with somebody like me. You can learn over Skype. I've just finished teaching a couple in Chile. I've got some people in the Ukraine. So cool, I love it. That I'm teaching over Skype. And if it's your second time and you did hypnobirthing before, then you could do a refresher. That's another option. And then there is, reading a book, practicing with your partner and having a strategy. And I'm just going to add in as well peer support. So having the support of other women who are looking forward to birthing their babies and some positive experiences, that really helps. So like Mommy's Gin Fund would be a really good place to look for a bit of peer support. So you don't have to do this on your own. Make sure that you've got, somebody that you can talk to about it and share your hopes and your aspirations for birthing and your first few weeks of parenting. Yeah. I think I could have this guy. You're welcome. I'm just gonna see. My husband and birth partner sat next to me and didn't get to come to the sessions I had. What advice do you give him on how best to support a hypnobirthing mum? Listen to her. Be responsible for everything around her. You are the organiser, you're responsible for communication, transport, food, hydration, massage, running of baths, calling the midwives, if you're not having a baby at home, if you're going to the birth centre, liaising with midwives, and sharing your wife's preferences and the wishes that she has, your girlfriend's wishes for what she'd like to have happen. And remember that it's not about you, it's about her. So if there's a hierarchy at birth, the woman is at the top. This is my view, this is my opinion, I think it's right. The woman comes first, and the dad and the baby and any siblings, they're next. And then the midwives and the other caregivers, they come next. So it's kind of like that sort of lovely pyramid with the birthing goddess. Birthing goddess at the top.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Exactly.
don't you should feel like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Powerful, amazing, bringing a new baby into the world. Need fanning again.
Have a drink.
Have a drink. We're just going to pause for a couple of seconds.
Just pause. I need some gin.
Yeah, if you want to book a course, there is a Mummy's Gin Fund discount, which is
Ooh.
Calm Birth, no gin. Calm Birth, no gin. Mummy's Gin Fund card, or just online on the website. Any other questions or feedback or stuff? Because we've got a couple of minutes left. Yeah. Is there anything else that you'd like to know, or have we missed you? Because I'm a little bit blind now.
I can't see beyond about here.
I don't know if I.
Not really.
That's it, I
I need
think.
to open my legs really wide.
Yeah, we
Oh.
could probably bring it a bit closer now, but we can't sign.
Hello. Extreme close.
Extreme. Oh, our table looks like. Yeah. I have been told I can't birth in the birthing centre, and it'll be in labour ward due to some health problems with me. I'm worried
Hold on, I need to move. You can't see me.
I'm going to put you up. I read the question. So, Jen, talking about labour ward over the midwife-led birth centre and special circumstances. So, well, I had my son on a labour ward, and Jackie, Saint Jackie.
Ah, Lord Jackie of Lewisham. Hello.
She'll hate that. She'll absolutely not like that.
Hi, Jackie.
So Jackie, there's a comment in the comment just above yours, and so what I was going to say, Jen, is I had my son on a labour ward because I've got low platelets. They're the clotting thing in your blood, and they just want to keep an eye on me. Not during labour or after. It's a bit after, in case I lost a load of blood. And what I did was I stayed at home for as long as I could, and then I went in to have my baby. And that worked really well. I don't know what your special circumstances are, but if you liaise with the person in the comments beneath you or somebody like that, so a senior midwife or a supervisor of midwives, it's their job to support women in their birthing choices, whatever those are. So, okay, so some women are going to want to opt for an elective caesarean birth, some women are going to want to opt for a vaginal birth after a previous caesarean, some women are going to be like, no way in hell are you inducing my baby, you know, that's not happening, or I'm just having a normal healthy average pregnancy, I want to birth at home. All of that, the senior midwives, they can help you with that. So a winning strategy probably, Jen, is now go and meet those senior midwives, have a birth wishes document that you kind of got your really important things that you would like for you and your baby and your birth partner. Let Helen catch up. And have a meeting and a discussion. And then the thing is, if there's anybody coming into birth on a labour ward with sort of special needs, requests, circumstances, they'll know about you because they'll have had the meeting, hopefully, and they'll be like, oh yes, Jen, really good. And when you get there, it'll be as you need it to be. My two midwives that looked after me were at St Thomas's, and there are a lot of hypnobirthing midwives who are familiar with hypnobirthing at St Thomas's Hospital, and they were great. They didn't really have much to do. I did feel a bit guilty at one point. I was a bit like, oh, there's nothing for them to do. They're just sitting there. But that's cool. I've come to realise that that's cool. That means everything's absolutely fine. There's nothing to worry about. Okay. Oh, Jen, message me. I might be able to put you in touch with somebody who had a similar experience. And I just got her birth report through on email today. And it's awesome. Maybe the two of you can hook up. Peer support. Peer support is ace. Can I recommend any specific hypnobirthing techniques for a C-section, please? Ooh, okay, right. So the last couple of minutes, Kirsty McGregor speaking to you. I would like you to look up the gentle caesarean protocol. Okay, you can Google it. Or message me, Sophie Louise Kirkham, and I will send you the document for the gentle caesarean protocol. But in a nutshell, it's about they can do very simple things like put the heart monitors on your back so that your chest and your boobs are clear. They can, when the baby's born, bring the baby up onto the chest so that baby can have skin to skin. It helps with seeding the microbiome. And breastfeeding, and you can have optimum cord clamping and that kind of stuff. You know, you don't have to whisk the baby off necessarily. So that there are ways of having a more gentle caesarean, if that's what you need to do. Yeah, Jackie, link to gentle caesarean video. Oh, Jackie's on the case. Oh yeah, Jackie made a little video. Jackie's made a video about gentle caesareans at Lewisham Hospital. Yes, sorry Jackie, I forgot all about that. It's really good. Okay, any other questions? We are happy to, are we happy, or should we just set a boundary and say?
I'm quite happy if you've got any questions.
Yeah.
It has been a good 45 minutes since I last weed.
Yeah.
So but I'm fine.
Pause. Oh, Helen, you are amazing.
Oh.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, I think that's a reasonable roundup. It was your first, wasn't it?
My first. Oh, my
Live,
first Facebook Live. Yes, my first Facebook Live.
It's easy. It's quite easy to do.
I'm all right because I'm not actually saying anything. I'm just copying what she says. Sophie has to talk.
Yeah.
Sophie has to think of everything, and she has to use her brain, whereas I just copy what she says. It's quite easy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I've said it so many times, some of it, that it just... Okay. You're welcome, Kerry. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, Jen, enjoy meeting your baby soon, whenever that is. And Becky, thank you. Awesome. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. And we'll share this out as well so that more deaf women can have a little look. And then normally I'll just like press finished at the end. Do you want to? Yeah?
Before we do that, I just want to say, what do I want to say? Oh, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who came along and joined in one of my meet and treat events this week, because we've collected over 200 gifts to give to the group of people who use Greenwich Migrant Hub, which is absolutely amazing. Today, in Hither Green, we had over 100 presents given in a 2-hour slot. So I want to say a massive thank you to all of you. I want to say next week we have a paediatric first aid course which is sold out, but we're going to do it again. And we also have next week on Wednesday, there are 3 self-defence classes happening in Goldsmiths Community Centre at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. and the 2 o'clock in the afternoon self-defence class. I will be there interpreting. So if you just want a laugh, if you just want to see me try not to fall over or try not to break my waters everywhere, then please come join us. It's completely free, and there's a creche as well. So that's very lovely. I think that's it.
Are there any? So one more meet and treat tomorrow.
No,
That's it.
Meet and treat's finished.
Finished. It's
Finished. And yeah, so 2 more Novembers, and then I think maybe I'll just go and have a baby. What do you think?
I think.
Do you want to come with me?
I'd love to.
Come with me. Hey, maybe we could do Facebook Live. That might be one step too far. Oh.
It won't be long. Somebody somewhere
No.
will do that.
Somebody famous was going to do that, weren't they?
Somebody's live tweeted.
Somebody famous. They were booked to do Facebook Live. Well, I say famous, but I mean, you know, like
A celebrity.
off like Towie or something like that.
Okay.
But anyway, they were booked to do Facebook Live birth, and then something happened. I can't remember what. Who knows? Does anybody know? Somebody? No. Anyway, an Essex person, and they pulled out. I could be the first. I'll interpret it as well.
So every woman's different. Every birth is different. Women have different wishes, desires for them and their babies. And we're very, very lucky where we live to have some absolutely blindingly, brilliantly awesome midwives. So be wise, choose a midwife. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you. And thank you very much to Sophie as well. So thank you. Thank you for hosting my first Facebook Live.
Thanks for coming.
I'll see you next year for some more. And I'm going to stand up and I'm going to try and lean over. Oh, hold on, someone's talking about me. What are you saying? Helen Hubbs, and my husband just looked over my shoulder and said, she's very expressive with her hands. And then the penny drop. Yeah. Right, thank you very much, everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
I'm going to say bye. I'm going to stand up now.
And you can use the loo.
Oh, yeah, good. Right.
Good night.
Oh, bye.
Finish.
Bye, 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 bye.
There. Oh, look.
Aww.
Beautiful.
Baby Jim.
Oh.
Baby Jim.
Laters.
Bye.